All right, chat. So Fish got a bunch of new toys. We got Master of the Pearl Trident. We got Of Sea and Sky. And we got Shoreline Scout. And honestly, Shoreline Scout seems really sweet. So this one, when it enters the battlefield, you can exile a merfolk or land card from your hand. If you do, conjure a tropical island. As long as a merfolk or island has entered the battlefield under your control this turn, it gets +1 attack. So there's only 16 actual factual lands in this deck. And then we've got Shoreline Scout that can turn any of these into a land in a pinch. And we've got 4 Glasspool Mimic. So this is a collected company deck that has 40 collected company hits in it, which is kind of absurd and awesome. If you're someone like me who's incredibly unlucky with collected company, getting to start with 40 hits in your deck is kind of great. So I am hoping that between this and this, 16 actual factual lands feels fine. And then post-board, we've got, you know, some counter spells, we've got some Kopalas, some Mistcallers, some Aether Gust, some Brazen Borrowers. But yeah, the core of this seems good. We've got more Lords. We've still got Merrow Reejerey here. We've got this as anti-sweeper repellent. Yeah, the eight split cards with 16 lands sounds like we have like 24 virtual lands basically. So hopefully this is somewhat reasonable. Let's see, 1/1 for 1. What does Windrobber's Flying have over Mistcloak's Unblockable? It can sacrifice itself late game to draw cards. You are right that actual straight up Unblockable might be better, but I wanna try this. Okay, and with the third land draw, I think I'm gonna be greedy and Shoreline Scout a Shoreline Scout this. Upgrade. All right, so we're gonna lose Sea and Sky here, unfortunately. Okay, it's not terrible. I'm gonna power this up so we have a blocker. Lordy. We have not cast Restoration Angel today, which is a little bit of a sad. I promise we'll get to it tomorrow. I'll bring in some of these as a tempo play, I think. I'm not convinced that Deeproot Elite is playable. It might be one that we want to cut for something else in the main deck. Match 1, game 2. Could one donate for a vampire deck? Yeah, definitely. I like vampires and I love money. I would also... Wait, so we're getting 2 Innistrad sets this fall, right? The first one is zombies, the second one is vampires? Do they both have vampires in them? Does anybody know? I know they're split. First is werewolves. Oh, first is werewolves, second is zombies. Okay, thank you for the correction. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to rotation. The themes, the Innistraad's always a banger set, but just rotation happening in general sounds lovely. Well, I mean, we're getting Champion of the Perished at a minimum in the first set, so I imagine we're going to get other zombies. Would you like to trade your bodyguards? I know that you all are here for my insightful commentary. So I would like to point out that being on the play seems like it's probably good in the aggro mirror. Yeah, if you want me to slow down so you can take notes, let me know. Okay, and then we cast this, undiddle this. And then we cast this, diddle the Esper Sentinel, and then we get to smash them. Best concession ever. Alright, well, I mean, our linear draw potential is there. Like games like this, that was a solid turn 4 goldfish, right? Fish shouldn't make thunks, they should have wet slaps, mood. Big mood. Okay. How would you go about making the play draw disparity less brutal? There's a ton of different things you could do. I'm gonna, instead of me telling you what they could do to make the play draw disparity less brutal, I'm gonna instead tell you something else. You know what they shouldn't do? Nothing. The problem is they've done nothing. Try something, try anything. Just do more than the actual nothing they've done so far. What's going on, sus? Thanks for 16 months. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple different ways you could address it, Seth. And you're definitely right that one of the answers to how do you make the play draw discrepancy be less prevalent is you could design cards in a way that makes it less punishing when you're on the draw. But it's also like not just that straightforward, right? Like you could also do other things from a gameplay standpoint mechanically that do that as well. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the Deeproot Elite here for a tropical island, and then we'll play Silvergill Adept, reveal Windrobber. Okay, I gotta trade these off here, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna do this and give up the Windrobber for a Trop, so that way I can play Reejerey next turn. Glasspool costing 5 here is like whatever. This is so good because this blocks 2 things and eats one of them and trades 1 for 1. I just don't have good attacks here, right? I don't think we can kill them next turn. Lord. So I have 12 attack. I could try and kill them. So I have 2 lines here. We can Silvergill. I have 14, right? Wow, that's so close. So I have 2 lines here. I can Silvergill, tap a creature, hope to draw a Lord, and then kill them. Or I could Windrobber, untap a land, Glasspool Mimic as Windrobber, and then have 2 Windrobbers in play as blockers. The question is, which of those is more likely to lead to a game win? I think I'm just supposed to try and kill them. I think I'm supposed to hope to high roll a little bit. Just like hope to draw a Reejerey or a Mistbinder here. Their Spellbinders winning the game not only because of the evasion, but also because of the disruption they provided. King Knock, thanks for the 23 months. Close game either way. Okay, that means that I'm not dead on board, right? So this lets me go attack with these 2 this turn and then maybe kill them next turn. No, Glasspool Mimic is not a changeling. So I need to block 1, 2, 3 things next turn. So I need to leave all of these back. So we'll attack for 6. And then we'll say Windrobber go. Oh, man, is that lethal? Man, that's lethal. Oh, I could have untapped a blocker. Oh, that's such a good line. What a close game. Yeah, what a good game to the opponent. Really close game there. So if I would have untapped a blocker, we wouldn't have we wouldn't have got there. And that was a sweet game of Magic. Like I always say, like when we play a set like that, and I had someone earlier today that was like, well, you just say games are only good when you win. It's like, that was a good game of Magic, right? Like we had back and forth. Both players had interesting, good decisions that mattered. Games of Magic where the combat system is at the forefront are just the best games that Magic has as a game. The combat system in Magic is easily the best thing about it. For people that are looking at lines, Mimic does not trigger Reejerey. Mimic is not a Merfolk when it's on the stack. It's not only a Merfolk when it hits play. Hey, look, maybe we'll get a rematch here. We queued into the same person again. Ooh, that's a nice one. Yeah, I think there's some kind of bug with Arena with this latest patch where it re-queues you back into the same people again. This is the third time today we finished a game and then hopped right back in the queue and immediately queued into the same person. Something with their back end changed, must have changed how they allow repairs. I mean, right? Yeah. So we go Deeproot Elite into Shoreline Scout. Nah, I'm just gonna do this and then this, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's make this big enough to block Thalia. Okay. So we just like Shoreline Scout their Ranger and then smack them, I think is the play. So that's the one that's indestructible. Hate it a little. Yeah, we played black-white human aggro for like 90 minutes and it felt very reasonable. This person's playing mono-white for Faceless Haven, but the black splash felt good when we played it. Force some friends off the table here. Okay. Yep. Any Merfolk is lethal. We tap their blocker and kill them. It's a plan against control with fish. 4 copies of Miscast. And Kopala, Warden of the Waves. There are some type of issues with the filters in the deck editor. With the new set, I'm told. Oh, hey, look at that. Untap's working again. God bless. Oh, it's been working all day. It's got all the decks up there. Good stuff. Easy mulligan here. Reasonable keep. I don't know if the mouse overlay is working, but the exclamation point deck command works there. So all of the deck lists we've played for the day are on my Untap profile. Cobbler, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome back. Now, other people have been talking about issues with the overlay all day. At least the deck command's working. OBO Warrior, thanks for the follow. Nice. The Lord sounds great. Probably go Speaker into Master into Shoreline Scout Mistbinder on 3. Thanks for the 58 months, J-Chick. Whoop. Hope life's treating you well. Oh, they're waiting on a thing from Twitch. That makes sense. I think I was going to trade this off here. Before they can hit critical mass, just trade my 1-drop for their 1-drop. Sounds good. Yeah, so it sounds like Untaps has their stuff updated, but they have to wait for Twitch to push something through so it can be working for everyone. So they've done what they can do. And again, like, this is more on Wizards of the Coast than anything else that Untap's not working, because ideally Wizards would be working with Untap to be like, hey, these changes are coming, you can get your stuff ready. Gonna get rid of Sea and Sky here, I imagine. I've looked at some of the Runeterra spoilers, but I haven't played with any of the cards or watched any of the games. They definitely cranked up their use of random number generation, it looked like. I'm just gonna put a Lord into play and attack for 13. Roll reversal for Island Walk. Yeah, I think that's probably too cute. There are a number of Seasoned Pyromancer decks in the stream queue on my website. If you're looking for ideas. Seasoned Pyromancer isn't a super aggressive card. Someone else had talked about it in Girl earlier, and I just don't think that really fits there. Alright, am I doing Fing, or am I just smashing? Do I want to work up to this? Do I want to do this, make a land work towards this? Or do I just want to play 2 threats out? So if I attack with everything here, my opponent will probably go trade, take 4 down to 4. And then I could have both of these in play. Yeah, I think I like 2 threats smash. And then it's like my 3 1-drops versus Faceless Haven. And then if I draw any Island or Merfolk next turn, which is most of my deck, they die. We could like draw Collected Company, obviously, and feel real bad about ourselves for a second, but... Yes, opponent missed getting a counter on Faceless Haven by not activating it before playing this. So any Island or Merfolk makes these 2/1s. And then we have Lethal. Botanical Sanctum. Pathway. Hit me, dealer. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So left shift plus enter mechanics emulates what you would expect from F6 on the on Magic Online, if you're familiar with that. So it'll full auto pass even if you could be responding. Blaster, thanks for the follow. Weird how I just noticed the card called Merfolk Windrobber in my Rogues deck was a Merfolk. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the Prime Blaster. That's super generous of you. This is my full-time gig these days, so thanks for keeping me around. Wouldn't be able to be here without support like that. This hand doesn't have one of our 12 1-drops in it, but Silvergill into Sea and Sky sounds nice. To set a low bar, Meat Hooks felt playable, but I don't think it's likely very good against control decks. Been watching the VODs on YouTube for deck techs for the longest time and had some time to tune in with the new card drop and see what you're playing. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Do pump out quite the volume of things. So opponent's got Mardu Dragonstorm, looks like. Expecting some Mizzix Mastery here, I'd wager. This is a matchup where game 1 we just need to be racing, so I'd venture to guess we're going to be too slow this game. If our opponent finds their Mizzix Mastery, which they're churning through a lot of cards, it's likely. They're probably going to get us on 4. And then post-board, we have things like Miscast to give us more counterplay. I hope your arm recovers soon, Pickle. I'm doing swell. Yeah, Seasoned Pyromancer in a combo deck sounds like yes. Yeah, I don't know, Volpert. The more I thought about it, the less I enjoyed that idea. I like actually playing with things when they're good. When decks are like crappy and bad, it's nice to be able to bounce off of them, but like I think I'd rather just play things more consistently. Like actually get to showcase things that they felt good. So, as a general note to mods with unban requests, one is I do check those a couple of times a week, so you can just feel free to ignore them and let me handle them. If you're a mod that would like to look at unban requests, if you unban anyone, just put the unban reason that they requested in their comments of their thing. And in general, err on the side of unbanning people, so long as they didn't post anything that was like especially awful. If it was just a random Magic player thing they were banned for, feel free to unban proactively. If they were banned for, I don't know, you know, voting for Trump, feel free to leave them banned. What are the odds there's sweepers in their deck? Probably high. But yeah, if it was just a typical Magic player said Magic player thing and Jeff decided to ban them, it was probably a misclick to begin with. Okay, well, those folks are swimming with the fishes. Thankfully, Sea and Sky is still alive, trucking on through. And this draws a card every time it attacks, which is kind of nice. So, you know, maybe we can plow through the fact that we just got there a little bit. So they're just waiting on a Mizzix Mastery. We're really fortunate. They're 24 cards into their deck and haven't found one yet. 26 cards into their deck. Did they find it? Our draw was especially slow this game, but our opponent's having a difficult time finding their second combo piece. What do they have white in their deck for? Thrilling Discovery. I'd wager they probably have access to Lightning Helix in their 75 as well. Okay, and they're out of cards here again. It's a pretty good beat for us. Simic, thanks for the follow. And that's a Lethal Lord. Very, very lucky for us to win this game. Definitely. If you would have told me on turn 2 or 3 that we were going to win this game, I would have probably chuckled at you. Hey, Ace. Thanks for being a better friend than Burgle and dropping your Prime sub off still. Hope you're doing all right. All right, so I think Deeproot Elite is my go-to trim. We'll drop in Miscast. There's some question of, do I want Aether Gust on top of that? Mistcaller is probably better than some of my other one drops, right? This stops Dragonstorm from putting things into play. Probably marginally. I probably don't want to be milling them with Merfolk Windrobber, actually. I'll bring in 1 Aether Gust, I think. Yeah, so we've got 4 Miscast, a Gust, and Mistcaller as our disruptive elements. Ectoban, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Good afternoon. Sometimes mulligans are tough. Other times, not so much. I was 39. It's been a hot second. Did Burgle do something? Nah, Burgle's someone I've chatted with off stream too for a long time, and I was just heckling him. He never remembers to use his Prime these days. But you should always remember to use your Prime, chat. Even if you don't use it here, think of it as taking money from Jeff Bezos and giving it to someone else. The government doesn't do enough of that, so we can at least all do our parts to do it. Yeet the rich. That's, yeet the rich. That's funny. It sounds like eat the rich. Good, clean living right there. My heckling was profitable then, Ace. See? The biggest of brains. Opponent's got a good start again here. I'm going to Silvergill Adept this turn because I want to try and find a disruptive element. Because I would be very surprised if our opponent was exceptionally unlucky 2 games in a row and it took them another, 30 cards to find their Mizzix Mastery. Nah, that's super tinfoil hat, K-Wiz. They don't want to make their application intentionally worse. It is a Bladewing. Yeah, it's how the Dragonstorm deck kills. If you haven't, it's not this Mardu Dragonstorm deck, but if you look at my website, there's a blue-red Dragonstorm variation that's very good. That's a Mizzix Mastery. So unless they're missing a 4th land, we're going to die next turn. We would have had turn 4 lethal. But unfortunately, I think they're going to turn 4 lethal us here. Ooh, they don't have a land. Hey, have a safe flight, Ace. All right, so I'm going to Glasspool Mimic Silvergill Adept because we could spike a 1-mana piece of disruption here. Hey, Bob B. Thanks for the prime. Appreciate the support. All right, so they've, like, looted away 2 Mizzix Masteries. Like, there's just no way they don't have another one. My attack's bad here, but we're going to die to their combo next turn. I'll let them do a couple loops of their combo for people that haven't seen it before can see how it works. But we'll be deterministically dead to a Mizzix Mastery here. Lost. Thanks for the 14 months. Yep, so Mizzix Mastery, cast Dragonstorm, and then Dragonstorm has Storm of 1. So the first copy of Dragonstorm is going to go get a Terror of the Peaks, and then the second copy of Dragonstorm is going to go get another Bladewing. When Bladewing comes into play, it's going to pick the other Bladewing up out of their discard pile, which lets them legend roll, have one of them die, and then get another one back. So they basically sit here and loop these Bladewings, and every time they loop, they get another Terror of the Peaks trigger. And Bladewing's trigger is a May, so when they eventually have enough Terror lethal triggers for lethal, they stop looping. So the Mardu variation our opponent's playing looks sweet. We've played blue-red, which I think is very reasonable as well. There's a blue-red version of that up on my website if you haven't checked out that before and you're looking for a good place to start. I don't think I want Brazen Borrower. I think I just want... We're going to be on the play this game, and hopefully we can just kill them before that happens. Yeah, Pyromancer is a sweet, like it blocked there for them and helped them shift through cards. They could have had a Yo-Dog moment and mastered some mastery there. You're right. Hey, what's going on, Toxic? Thanks for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. All right, game 3 on the play. Let's go, little fishies. It's time to swim quickly. Quiggly, quiggly, little fish. Okay. Yeah, his hand's got a lot of disruptive elements. We had a Mistcaller last game, but they had a discard spell for it, so we get to get this down before they have a discard spell, which is nice. Okay, this is officially upgraded to a spell. Nah, I haven't, Balasar. It's not enough time in the day. It's going to be the last deck of the day. It is. I think I'm just gonna chill for now. Just play this and keep holding up my disruption. Kling's an interesting card for them to have in against us post-board. Send that back from whence it came. Okay. Untapped land here means I get to do this while holding up Miscast. And this is why I Aether Gusted as opposed to Miscasting last turn, because I couldn't do this and hold up Aether Gust, but I can do this and hold up Miscast. Is this lethal? So this is 7/6. Yeah, so I could do this, which untaps a land. This is exactly lethal. Nice. Sick game. Solid disruption while also playing threats out here. Beeve, thanks for the follow. Merfolk Reejerey is one of those cards that gives you that, oh wait, this is lethal moments, a lot like that, whether it's tapping down blockers or untapping your lands to flood creatures out of your hand. Really, really flexible card. That's great in a lot of different situations. Hand's a little land light, but the spells are real good. We're on 24 virtual lands, so odds of hitting 3 and 4 are decent. At least it's a castable spell. Alright, we could die this turn. The opponent's deck, when it has its nut draw, kills on the 3rd turn of the game. Alright. It's not a turn 3 lethal at least. Got that going for us. Grim Tutor. Whew. What do they use to kill on turn 3? Vespalark and what's it called? The other thing. The opponent is all in on the combo. And honestly, with the Grim Tutor, I wouldn't be surprised if we die next turn. So they just need, they tutored for one piece. Did they have the other? Yep, there's the Lark with Evoke. And if they have Davriels with a Ring, we die. Yep, so again, for people not familiar, this is perpetually smaller, so the Lark loops with itself now, and then we die to these triggers. Huh. Do I want 4 copies of Mistcaller? I think I'm going to put a 4th copy of Mistcaller in our sideboard after this. This is another, the opponent's deck is another deck that gets disrupted by Mistcaller. Yeah, I mean, that game was pretty close considering how few lands we had, and they were almost dead. Miscast. I guess Miscast does disrupt their combo, doesn't it? I don't know. There's a certain amount of... You have to ask yourself exactly how much disruption do you want, because your disruption is not pressure. Because, like, at the core, we're still an aggro deck, so we need to beat them down. We don't want to become all disruption, which is honestly one of the reasons why Mistcaller is such a great card for us to be playing, because it's both, right? Brazen Borrower is also disruption that doesn't screw with our companies as well, which is great. Nah, I think Kumena tends to be kind of an awkward win more card. Necromentia. yeah, don't board these cards in against aggro yet. Are there even any of those left in my deck? I don't think there are, right? Oh, I still can't see my current sideboard, but yeah, we boarded all of those out because they're not good here. Okay, good. Pay 3 mana, discard a card, look at your opponent's deck. Deal. Resolves. If you're someone that's torn on all of the sweet ideas that are kicking around with this this format, you know, hang out, watch me, watch other streamers. If you're not playing in the Open on Sunday, waiting for the results of the Open to see what other people are doing and what's successful is probably a good decision as well. But obviously, if you'd rather play something sooner rather than later, there's a lot of good options. I think I'm doing this. Might be right to just... The problem with not playing Glasspool Mimic is if they, like, Thoughtseize me on 2, I get caught with my hand in the cookie jar. Honestly, this hand might have been a loose keep regardless because one of my lands was Thoughtseizable. Yes, Grey Bear, I think so. That's why I'm playing Miscast. Show you this card you know about. Adept is the card I didn't want them to take, so yeah. I'm going to put the second counter this turn on the Deeproot Elite. Just want to try and diversify my pressure here a little bit. Honestly, the way their deck is played out in these post-board games, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a sweeper out of them. Yeah, they basically became like black-white control with a combo finish. It's interesting. Yeah, the build that we tried at black-white that didn't feel good was more creature-based. They're basically playing a control deck with the combo wedged into it, which is a neat take. Yeah. So we're hoping to draw untapped land so we can collect a company into a piece of disruption. I also wouldn't mind drawing an actual piece of disruption. Brazen Borrower counts. So I'll go ahead and play this out. Honestly, it might be wrong to hold up Borrower here. It might just be that I'm supposed to jam. got him. Okay. Yeah, I agree that Authority feels strange against my non-haste aggressive deck. All right, I'm gonna put a 4th Mistcaller in my sideboard because it seemed excellent. Yeah, we've had a few good ones. Only this is our 5th deck of the day, and 4 of them are gonna make it to YouTube. We played a Lark deck that wasn't very good. Put an extra Mistcaller on the board. Yeah, a removal spell probably would have gained them that much or more as well, though, right, Fornsynth? Yeah, the Slivers deck was gas. We will very likely play more Slivers on this stream at some point in the not-too-distant future. The Lark deck was just playing a bunch of mediocre cards that didn't really do anything when we weren't combo killing people. Okay, who am I getting rid of to Shoreline Scout here? It's probably Reejerey because of curve purposes, but is the modern stuff we're gonna make it 2-2? Yeah, I think I'll probably generate a good amount of clicks with that. It'll be late, though, because I stopped recording partway through, so I'll have to export it from Twitch, but it's going to end up there. Yeah, we played Kiki Cord, and it was just miserable. Which was sad, because Kiki Cord was like my last bastion of whatever. This is capitalism. We sell our suffering for money here. Big true. Thanks for the 7 months, Rubber Ducky. Welcome back. I think you need 12 1-drops in this deck. So I'm not sold that Windrobber is the correct 3rd 1-drop, but I do think you want 12 1-mana spells. If that makes sense. Jund. Yeah, it's like Jund 2-for-1s. Shoreline Scout, when it comes into play, makes a tropical island. Well, can make a tropical island. This is one of the reasons why we only have 16 lands in our deck, is Shoreline Scout and Glasspool Mimic. Yeah, decent Coco. Glasspool Mimic's such a banger card. So outside of like Languish, we're in a pretty good spot here. This is currently indestructible and draws cards if it gets to start attacking. Okay, so we cut Deeproot Elite. I think I want Warden of the Waves here. for their spot removal deck. And then would I rather have Miscast or Aether Gust? Could go either way here. I think I want Miscast because of the resource efficiency potential on it. I mean, you could play Mistcaller in the main deck, but it's worse against decks that are going to be blocking you for sure. I don't really know that there's 4 other cards I want in my sideboard, but I do think a reasonable approach is just playing the Mistcaller's main. Yeah, I think that's fine. You can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. It will also be available in the YouTube video description this evening if you don't want to get it right now and want it later. So Untapped is working, but they had to change some stuff to make it work, so they're waiting for Twitch to approve their extension update. So the Untapped stuff is still on my profile for the day. It's just the mouse over stuff isn't working because Twitch has to approve it. My initial gut reaction of I'm not sure if the Historic Horizons cards are enough to not make the control decks overbearing feels to be accurate. So I've been having a ton of fun in the non-memory lapse matchups, but the memory lapse decks still feel like they are probably S tier and the best thing to be doing. But it's definitely early. We'll need to wait and see how things shake out after a couple more events. Durka, thank you for the entire year. Welcome back. Yeah, Biomancer's fine. There's also there's one Dorko that's always unblockable. That's fine. There's a few. I'm not confident that Windrobber is the correct 3rd 1-drop. You can feel free to experiment if you want to try things in this archetype. Yeah, we've played a few people playing Memory Lapse and Archmage's Charm. It's very good. Silvergill Adept is actually the best card in our deck in a matchup like this after Collected Company, so drawing a bunch of these is pretty good. We have not played against any Fellwrights. However, Reanimator is going to be at the top of the queue for tomorrow morning, I believe. So we will be playing with some Fellwrights and some Seasoned Pyromancers tomorrow for sure. I'm going to do 8 hours of all arena tomorrow, start to finish, mostly historic. I might sneak one Brawl deck in tomorrow. We're going to be majority regular historic tomorrow. I'm just going to pass here. There's Glasspools and there's Silvergill. Maybe. All of the decks that end up on YouTube today will be favorites. I don't upload the poopy decks anymore, chat. Get 2 bodies, draw 2 more cards. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right. Attack for 23, I guess. Why not Glasspool Mimic the Merrow Reejerey? Because Glasspool Mimic does not untap a land. It is not a Merfolk when we put it into play. All right, I like to end on a high note, and it's 3 minutes to 4 o'clock when I plan to be done today. This deck was sweet. So let's talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, things you could try if you want to work on some fishies yourself. Things I'm confident on, things I'm not confident on. All right, so fishes. Things I definitely like. When I build decks and work on things early, I like grouping things into definitely must plays and not. So everything I'm putting to the right of the mana base, I think I would consider you should probably be playing this card. Like this is like the core of this deck. All of these spells, not sure. They were fine. They were playable. They could be better as other things. What other things could they be? I think playing Mistcaller in the main deck is a very disruptive card that's good in a lot of spots. Could be fine. I think you could try the Unblockable Merfolk. I think you could try Benthic Biomancer. I think you could turn Deeproot Elite into another 1-drop, so we have 16 1-drops instead of 12. You know, having those triple 1-drop starts into these various Lord effects seems very good, but the core of this felt very reasonable. I don't think we stumbled and died in any of the games that we played there. So is only playing 16 lands enough? I think the answer was yes. Glasspool Mimic and Shoreline Scout, plus, you know, a little bit of card advantage from Silvergill Adept and Sea and Sky really felt like it smoothed things exactly how I wanted it to smooth things. Yeah, and having 40 collected company hits is great, and it makes it so when you're cutting collected company hits in the postboard games, you know, when we bring in 4 Miscast or Miscast plus Aether Gust, you know, we cut 6 creatures, we still have 34 company hits, which is a healthy amount. Usually you want 30 plus, more is better, and this deck's definitely good at having more. So if you wanna swim at the fishes, it feels like there's a sweet core here, and there's definitely room to work on trying out other things. At any rate, I'm gonna sign off for today. I've been live for over 8 hours now. I'll be back tomorrow morning. If you're new to the channel, I'm here a minimum 5 days a week. I'm gonna be live over the weekend tomorrow, but tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. we're gonna be doing all historic stuff, maybe with a scotch of Brawl all day. We played 5 different decks today, and 4 of them were sweet. So in addition to this set going up to YouTube here in a little bit, we're gonna have Naya Slivers, green-white counters combo, and black-white humans that will all be found on the YouTube channel this evening. You can also find those deck lists right away on my Untapped profile if you want to play with them before the videos get published. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for all the subs and resubs. We had a ton of support and a ton of crazy viewers all day today. It looks like Day 9 TV, the man, the myth, the legend, Sean is live, so I'm going to send you over his way. He looks to be doing some historic as well, so enjoy, Sean, and everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace, folks.